So each of the planets, Venus is in that sign. So in that sign, there's a rulership. That rulership is guiding the best use of that sign. So if you have a planet in that sign, you need to cultivate the best qualities of that planet, but you're also going to have to work through the negative ones and see how someone's processing. Oh, they're not seeing that right. How do you learn them how to see properly, or what's right? And then you're starting to get into actual therapy and guidance. This would be really personal coaching, because if you solve this, like I remember when I was doing Tai Chi. I've always done Tai Chi for many years, but when I was starting and I was in 2 or 3 years, I thought I'm knowing what I'm doing. So I'm going to class, I'm trying to do a move, and each day the teacher comes in, no, that's not exactly the adjustment. He does this for 1.5 years. He's, no, you got to move your arm a little bit this way. So I'm feeling, well, why am I doing it? I understand what I'm doing. I think I'm doing it, and he's still adjusting me. How can this be? It bothered me incredibly. When I get really upset about it, I stop taking the classes for a while. I take off a month or two. And then as I take off the month or two, I get rid of a bad relationship, or I solve some emotional problems bothering me. I go back to class, and I'm doing it perfectly. It was the emotional problem in the relationship that was messing up my ability to do the Tai Chi. And I had to go fix it myself. I had to go fix that. So these questions of what makes us satisfied, what's appreciative. The dissatisfaction to drive us to do beautiful things, to create very artistic things. And in that way, it makes it worthwhile. But it can also make us feel we don't want to do any of these things. So you're always sifting through the discontent to the content, the attraction and the repulsion, what's good, what's bad, what's valuable, what's not valuable, and you're trying to reach someone about what they want. You're in love with the next door neighbor's husband, and you're having an affair. By the time you have the affair with the next door neighbor's husband, you've already gone too far and past the limits, and you're doing things that are wrong, but you think, I don't want to do without this, I got to have this. And you're hoping they'll turf their wife and they'll be with you. Or they're thinking, I'll take both worlds, I'll get the best of whatever. And things get really complicated. Like I said, people live and die over being satisfied or not satisfying. If you don't get what you want, people can get so envious, jealous, more people get killed because of being scorned or being put down by Venus and being emotionally threatened. If I can't have you, nobody can. Venus is insidious when it gets dark, and then it can convince dark actions from Mars. So it's very important to have a sense of someone's Venus in a chart. There's no, so let's see where we're going with that. Then you got the opposite sign. So when you're seeing the detriments, you're seeing the planets don't work well in that sign. So when Venus is in Aries or in Scorpio, it's detriment. It doesn't work that well. It tends to be too pushy. When it's when it was in Taurus and Libra, it was the best. The others are sort of mixed bags of how they work. The keywords will help reinforce the rulerships. So if Venus is in Cancer, it's important that you feel okay about your home, you like where you're living, and you're feeling secure. Okay, that's the feeling. I will of Leo, the Venus. I am here. Don't you let? I will do this. I want this. I like this. I will be beautiful. I will be noticed. I will get what I want. In Gemini, it's I think I want this. I think I want that. Well, maybe I'll take that, or that could be interesting too. Analyzes, well, I don't know if I want that. I don't know if that's good enough. If this isn't perfect enough. Well, that's got this problem. So Venus and Virgo can fall in love with someone, but then there's some little flaw that bugs them, and then they start analyzing it, and it becomes like a huge disconnect. So in Taurus, the Venus, I have this beautiful thing, I have this thing, I have nice things. Don't you see all the things I have? Or I have to do this, I have to do that. With Libra, I'm sharing, I'm balancing, I'm harmonizing, and these are not aggressive signs. They're more social or more pleasant. In Aries and in Scorpio, I am doing it. I'm doing what I want. I'm getting what I desire. Next door neighbors, by anyone is like obsessive. So you see, the Mars rulership is not the best influence on the wants, but it's certainly experiences we have. I understand, I believe these are the challenges for the Venus and Sag to value their understanding and value their beliefs. But if you believe in somebody and they're junky or they're an alcoholic and they don't deserve it, oh, it gets complicated. And values will change that way. I use as in Capricorn, I know as Aquarius what's useful, I know what I have to use, I know what I have to get, I only have this much money, I'm going to do this. It has the planning, practical side to it. Yeah, so okay, we've gone through all the different layers. So we see some planet in the sign, we just say, oh, it's in that sign. You can't do that. You have to stop and see there's these layers, these different layers of it. And you build it up, and suddenly you're into a functional insight. You may not have a definition in words of it, but you'll certainly be seeing different layers of processing. As you observe someone's behavior, you'll see whether they're in touch with it or not. You'll see how healthy they are. And you can do this for each planet, but I mean, really, a consultation should be one planet at a time. Come see me, we'll talk for an hour about your Mercury. Come see me, we'll talk for an hour about your Venus. And then after 5 or 10 consultations, you get together and you look at the whole package and how they affect each other. But this basic knowing of the planets and the signs, it's once you get it, once you're not intimidated by this, once it's simple. Once you trust relating and you trust, well, I see it in me, this is how it works, you start seeing it. Astrology is your language. Whether you have the words to define it or not, you're seeing with it. This is the magic. So in one way, a lot of people think these are the, I don't want to go through all this, it's too tedious, but it's so alive. They're sort of the most valuable classes in terms of, in my opinion, going on. For me, it's always good. It reinforces, oh yeah, just adjust my perceptions, and I'm growing a little bit with these things each time I go over it. Okay, I think I'm about done right now. But always you want to put the love, hate, beauty, ugliness. You want to put these things, as soon as you see one side of Venus, you know the other side's there too. Where there's beauty, there's ugliness. You know, and there's many mystical things to get you, like many of the mystical processes of spiritual development. One is about controlling the mind. Don't think. How do you not think? Meanwhile, Venus is trying to seduce the mind to get it thinking to get what it wants. So the second discipline is to not want things and do without things and not indulge things. So controlling the Venus and control, or be getting at peace with the Venus so you're not attached to your desires, and that can be more peaceful because it slows down, it allows you to slow down the mind. And when you tune those in where you want inner love, you want inner peace, you don't want to be thinking, these planets blossom in a whole different way. But first we have to work through our attachments into life. And the roots into life are the planets and how they work for us. So we're pulled out to process this way, and our world is what it is because we've processed this way. And we'll continue to process this way, but maybe we can improve it. This is the challenge. This is the essence of therapy. These planets are so important to know personally and to be able to relate to. And you'll learn how, as you meet people with it, you'll learn how to relate to people processing in different ways, and you'll get this in an experiential way more than in a mental way. We're using our mind, but we're touching different dimensions that can unfold and open up. And wow, this is the DNA or the university of life. It gives you the key to be able to do this if you're ready. You guys must be ready, or you wouldn't be putting through with all this class and putting up with me talking so much. But being the Libra, I like to be listened to, I like to be appreciated, and it's a nice balance. So, okay, I'm going to leave it here. We're going to go to the sun next week and talk about confidence of your sun, your sense of purpose, how important you are, and how confident you are. This was about how you appreciated what your self-worth is. That self-worth is different than self-confidence. So they run into each other, but the self-worth is a specifically unique Venusian thing, your emotional magnetism. The sun is about your confident radiating and your playfulness and your self-esteem about how good you are. So try to work with those. I hope this is working. It's hard in this format for me to get all my information out and do questions and answers around that. But if something gets to bug you, just call me or just send me an email, or you have a special question, I'll try and see if I can work it in to address it. Okay, thanks. Good night.